Hi there, this is the video tutorial for Somewhere Over the Rainbow, the version that was written for the film Wizard of Oz in 1939. Yikes! Beautiful song, and of course we know it's been around for a long time. There are a lot of chords in this song, so what we're going to do is start by zooming you in. We're in the key of G, and we're going to just go over the chords that you need first. Alright, Somewhere Over the Rainbow is in the key of G, so I have my usual suspects here, the G chord, the C chord, and the D7 chord. We also have A minor, B minor. Remember, B minor is the one that you bar with your pointer finger across the 2nd fret, add the ring finger to the 4th fret of G, otherwise also known as 2 frets up from your pointer for that B minor. If you want though, you can also just play B minor 7, which is either a bar or all fingers across the 2nd fret there. There's an E minor, which you can play. It's sort of like a stair step here. I go from my pointers on the 2nd fret of A, then I reach my middle in to the 2nd fret of E there, and then I reach my ring finger into the 4th fret of the C string. So you've got that E minor. This particular song would also do well with the E minor 7. If you wanted a slightly easier version of the E minor where you put your middle finger on the 2nd fret of C and your ring finger on the 2nd fret of A, it has a really nice sound that would fit in this one well as well. So if you didn't want to do the E minor stair step, you could do an E minor 7. Then there's also a C minor, which is one of my favorite chords. If I go for my regular C chord, I've got my ring finger on the 3rd fret of A, as we know, but now I'm going to add my middle finger to this 3rd fret of E, and then my pointer finger to the 3rd fret of C. So I get that really nice minor sound, really nice. And then A7, yay, sneaking in from the key of D there, right? Our one-fingered chord, that pointer finger goes on the 1st fret of the C string. And those are the chords that you need, so make sure you're familiar with those before you keep going. All right, now that you got your chords, we're going to talk a little bit about strumming, and I'm going to encourage you to do some picking on this one too. One thing you can do, I'm just going to grab my G chord here. If you want to strum, a lot of the chords in this song are just 2 beats long. It's kind of a quick moving pattern here, and so you can just do a standard strum pattern, just a down, down, away. Those slash marks there in that chord chart are just single strums. Way up high. That sounds really good. If you want to add a little pizzazz to it, or just to want to challenge yourself a little bit because you know these chords really well, what I would recommend doing is strum once and then pick up right away on that C string and pick out the C, the E, and the A string. And it'll change with each chord. And then same with single strums, don't bother to pick there. Way up high. It's a little bit more of an extra challenge, but if you want to try that, I highly encourage you to do that. So again, you're strumming down, and then I usually recommend you use your thumb, your pointer, and your middle to pick the C, E, and A. You're plucking down with the thumb and then up with the pointer and up with the middle. But you can also just as easily do it all with your thumb if you feel like you need to do that. So a quick zoom in here, what I'm doing is I'm strumming all the way through with my thumb, and then I'm quickly going back and hitting the C string with my thumb, plucking up on the E string with my pointer, and up on the A string with my middle. So all together it sounds like this. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. You can also choose to do it with your thumb, like I said, if the idea of using multiple fingers feels a little intimidating. So you've got those 2 options. If you're new to picking and you're still figuring out some of the chords, it's going to be good just to stick with your thumb on that. But just know you've got lots of options there. So if you want to take that challenge, go right ahead. This is what we call a classic AABA song. That means that the first section, we call it the A section, right, has a particular chord pattern that then repeats itself right away. And if you look at the first section here, remember, if you don't have a chord chart at home with you from class, you can download one on my website as long as the videos are available. And those first 2 lines, Somewhere Over the Rainbow, Way Up High, There's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. That's our first A section, those first two lines. Because if you look at the second two lines, somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Same chord patterns, right? Just different lyrics, although the lyric pattern is pretty similar as well. Then that next part, I've tabbed it in a little bit to differentiate it. That's what we call the B section. Totally different, right? Haven't seen that before. But at the end, it leaves us set up to come right back to the A section. Somewhere over the rainbow, birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh, why can't I? Right? So the same chord pattern before. So really, you're just learning those two sections. Let's get to know them a little bit. Whether you're doing single strums or strum pattern or picking, let's just kind of go through those chords here. We start on G to E minor, then to B minor, and single strums here, B minor, G to C, D7, and back to G. Second line, there's C, I love this part, C minor, yeah, to G, E minor, A minor, D7, just add that ring finger, back to G. Right? Try it again. Keep going. We're just going to keep going with that first pattern, but I'm going to let you try the chords now. B section, G da 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 dum, C da 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 dum, E minor, then D7, back to G, and troubles melt like lemon drops, A7 above the chimney tops, B minor, then A minor, D7, slow it a little bit for dramatic effect. And then we're right back to the A section. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Next line. Birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh, why can't I? Now here's the outro. Slow it down just a little bit. Happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow. And then I'm just going to pause there. That NC means no chord. Why, oh, why bring back with the A minor, can't D7, I end on G, right? So there's a little bit of dramatic effect at the end as Dorothy really wonders why she can't go beyond the rainbow. Although if you watch the film, you know she eventually does get there and has quite the adventure. So that's a quick sort of play through just to kind of get to know the different sections and the chords. If you're ready to really play through it all the way, you can move on to this next section. Otherwise, pause it here, go back to review whatever you need to, practice it on your own a little bit, because the playthrough starts right now. All right, here we go. Whether you're just doing straight strums or whether you're doing a strum pattern, just a simple down, up, down throughout the whole thing, or if you're trying our hybrid strum and pick, this is the time when we're just going to play through it one time through, and whatever you decide to do with your right hand, it'll all fit together nicely. So don't feel like you have to challenge yourself too much. I always encourage you to find that sweet spot. Not too hard, but not too boring either, right? Here we go. From the top, starting on the G chord. Ready, and somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh why can't I to the outro? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, pause. Why, oh why can't I one strum here? Nicely done. Oh, I love that song. Nicely done. You can always go back and review any part of these videos, as you know. Also, make sure you take time just to practice it on your own. Really hear it inside your head and from the inside, to learn it from the inside out, as I like to say. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your practice. I will see you around in the next video.